to this gorgeous interview series. Today I am with the beautiful Emma. Hello, Emma. Hi. So Emma is actually, right now, where are you calling in from?
I am calling in from Sunrise from New Zealand. So you can see my window is pitch black. I am awake early for you beautiful souls.
It's so beautiful there, all the way across, far away. So I love that we're able to connect here. And it's afternoon here. I'm in Portland, Oregon right now, but let's dive into it. So Emma is here today, and we are doing something slightly different for you guys because we really want to inspire you to just tap into your best self and fall in love on a whole new level with you and your life. And Emma is the best person to be here to help us move forward. She's a spiritual philanthropist and an international best-selling author of the Soul Searcher's Handbook. This book's amazing, by the way. Look, I have it. Oh. And she also, you may know her as the spiritual PA. That's because she's here on a mission to help you tap into your best self and get in touch with your spirituality. But today we have something very exciting for you. We are going to talk about 6 powerful ways that you can connect to your authentic self. We're going to do something a little bit different. Emma and I have both come together to share from our own teaching how we would approach this, and then we're going to bounce back and forth. Beautiful. So Emma, let's dive right in. I would love for you to start. Take away number 1, first tip for powerful ways we can connect to our absolute best self.
Totally. Well, I love the word authentic. I feel like that's the buzzword of 2017. Am I right? So my point is basically about the ethics versus ego and how that weaves in with authentic. So, and pulling it right back, coming right back down to the seed and the root and the reason. Are you doing it for service, or are you doing it for fortune and fame? And I think that's a really easy one. Like in your gut, in your true self, and your authentic, genuine self, you know what the driver is there. So that's my first question to everyone watching. What's your reason?
What's your reason? I love that. And they can apply this to any part of their life, right? This could be in their business, in their relationship, in their new venture, in starting a new program. That's beautiful. Good. Okay, so my first tip is, well, really tip number 2 in our series here, but to trust the inspiration that keeps coming to you. The key word is trust and keeps. Because what happens is we have this inner voice that keeps talking to us, and it comes back and over. It could be years, it could be months, it could be decades. And if you have a vision or a dream, maybe you have an inner voice that's saying, go write that book, go travel, go to that place, book your ticket, or go, reach out to someone. This is inspiration that's part of your life plan. And when we honor this inspiration that's within our soul and within our heart, we're able to be true to ourselves. And that is the most authentic expression. So power question for everyone listening: what is the inspiration that keeps popping in? How can you nourish it? Take action steps on it. Yeah. Okay, your turn.
It is so good. I'm like, my head is like,
I know, we're like, yes, wait.
Tough act to follow that, but I am following on beautifully from that beautiful segue is truth. So to be authentic, you need to be conscious, awake, honest, real, right? All those buzzwords that we throw around, and I just constantly get flashbacks to Instagram.
Yes.
Whenever I talk about authenticness, but when I talk about truth and when I talk about consciousness, following on with what you said about that inspiration and that action, are you taking conscious action? Is it truthful? Is it honest? Consciousness and being awake and being aware is in the details. So every emotion, every reaction, every action to a thought, a feeling, an experience all needs to be digested and reflected upon and acted and from an authentic sense of truth. So
I love that.
Are you aware of the whole picture, all of that?
Yeah. And I love what you're saying, because it is about like being compassionate in that journey, right? And really to be self-aware, it takes a constant commitment to self. And it's not like you just wake up one day and be like, oh, I'm awake, everything's amazing. Maybe some people, but it's a practice. And these are just tools that we can help on the practice, right?
Yes. And I think that authentic action is actually in the darkness too. Like when you think, I have to be honest with myself here. I need to speak my truth. I need to be consciously candid, I like to call it. And sometimes that means going into the dark side of the moon, or looking at and reflecting into those sides of yourself that you question, you know, like, are you listening to that truthful inspiration that you talk about? Are you operating from ethics or ego? It's all that constant truth check-in.
Yeah, truth check-in. Just keep checking in with yourself with compassion. I love that. I like that you mentioned Instagram too, because we have soul conversations and Skype calls. Emma and I, we connect, and I talked to her a couple weeks ago, and I was like, you know, I've been totally stuck in my ego and like really focusing on how I'm losing social media followers. And she's like, girl, don't worry about it. You know, you're above that. And I was like, I know, but we get caught up in it. And I had to check myself and truth tell and say, you know what? It's not about the numbers. It's not a popularity contest. It's really about us being true to ourselves. And in that expression, we're living our full potential. So yeah, that was helpful, by the way. Okay, so my next one is to relate to yourself through your power, not your weakness. And Pima Corrigan talks about this as well, where a lot of times we are going out into the world and we actually approach the world through our weakness. We're saying, I am not good enough. I'm not smart enough. Oh, I need to lose weight. If only I lost weight, then I can be a TED Talk speaker or go meet my soulmate or apply for that new job. Or, you know, we put our insecurities in the front row. And this has got to stop. This is what my whole new book, by the way, The Self-Love Experiment, is about. It's got it here. But it's all about really understanding that you are powerful. Within yourself, you have gifts, talents, skills that only you have. You're the only person in the whole world who can bring that forward. So honor you and start to relate to the world through your awesomeness and say, I am awesome. And this is not an act of selfishness. It's pure self-love. And when you can allow yourself to be who you really are, you are definitely more empowered. So relate to yourself through your authentic, powerful self versus your weakness.
I just wrote that down, babe. That was a very good. I'm like, I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, we're gonna be using these steps.
And that follows on perfectly to my last point, which is all about soul, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shannon and I are self-confessed soul junkies, and we do our best to live by ourselves, by our soul, which is challenging and beautiful and transformative and all its beautiful confronting beauty. And what I mean by that is when you're operating from a place of soul, it means that you don't live in the world of should. Like, I should be doing that. I wish, I want. You're really focused on, again, coming back to that reason. You know what you've been called to do, that truthful bout of inspiration that you've been given. You've come back and you've checked into whether it's truthful, and you're taking conscious action, and your Instagram example is perfect because all of us can admit to doing that. Like, let's just get real for a minute. All of us do that. I mean, those moments where you're like, my life's not as great as that chick sipping her latte with her feet
right
back. Oh my gosh.
How is the filter so beautiful?
Human. And when I say operating from soul, I always like to compare it to this metaphor of a race, right? You're at the start line, and at the start, you have a really clear vision of where that finish line is, and you all go. And then as you're running, you're distracted by what the chick next to you is doing, and what they're wearing. And then all of a sudden, you've like actually zigzagged across, and you're going a long way to your finish line. So sometimes I like to say, if you're in that frame of mind, tap out of the race and go on the side and just cheerlead yourself on, because it's actually not a race. You were never in a race with anyone. It was always a destination that you were going to end up, like,
absolutely.
Get distracted by the crap of it all and stay true to your authentic race, your finish line.
I love that. And it makes me feel like we're all doing that, because we kind of look at, we have to get there and we're trying to get to this next spot in our life. So that's a beautiful metaphor. So good. And so the third tip that I'll share is actually going to be inspired by that, is we have to stop comparing ourselves to other people. We all do this, and we feel like it is it's just keeping us off track. So you look, just like you said, it's really a perfect parallel to that, because we look out and we see what they're doing, and we try to see if it's going to work for us. And this is exactly, I talk about this in the very first part of my book, actually, The Self-Love Experiment, how when I first started writing it, I was looking out at all these other authors. I started comparing myself to like Gabby Bernstein and a whole bunch of other people. And I was reading Gretchen Rubin's Better Than Before. And I was like, oh, this book's an instant New York Times bestseller. How did she set it up? And I fell into that because we're human, right? And through the process of the self-love experiment, I realized that we cannot compare ourselves to anybody because we have to stay in our own lane. We have our own, again, gifts. And when you honor your own lane, you will be more fulfilled and more aligned and more connected than you ever thought possible, because there is room for everyone to play in this beautiful world together and to struggle together, right? So I think it's really about not comparing ourselves, because you know that you have a purpose as you are. So that's our tips. Yeah. How's that feel?
Oh my gosh. And it's so relatable, because you and I have both just been like, yeah, we've been there, we're in it, we're doing it, like that.
Right.
Spiritual self-development experience and experiment is real. Like, it's so real, and it's every day. I love it. Wow, what an honor. I've written them down.
I'm so excited. I actually had another tip, but as we were talking, I was like, no, the comparison needs to be the tip. So let's do one bonus, okay? I'm going to give you one more. So think for a second. This is extra spiritual credit, everyone. And this is the bonus round. Like, if this was a game show, we'd be like, this is the bonus round. So when you're ready, Emma, the bonus round extra credit is...
Ooh, okay. Well, I just have to straight shoot and be straight from my soul and heart. No filters. This is authentic.
Yes.
Be real. So some of the most beautiful creations, products, services, Instagram posts, whatever that I've seen are the most real and raw and vulnerable, relatable and human. So be real. Don't be thinking that you need to be this perfect levitating being that has your shit together. No one has our shit together. You know, that's the tip.
Right? That's the truth. But what's so beautiful about that is when you're real, you don't have any more pretenses. There's no more trying to be something you aren't. And that is the most authentic expression of freedom. And the truth is, we all want freedom. And so the more real you can be to yourself, the more happy you will be. I love that bonus one. Okay, so the last bonus one for powerful ways to connect to your authentic self is to ask a stronger question. And what do I mean by this? Well, think about what your inner dialogue has been saying about a situation you really want. And maybe you're trying to lose weight. Maybe you want a soulmate. Maybe you're like trying to open up to new areas of your life or manifest that dream, whatever it is. And you're saying, why is it not happening? Why am I single? Why can't I lose weight? Why can't I get there? A lot of times we don't realize, but we're asking why. And as long as we're asking why, we're not allowing ourselves to get the solution. So asking a stronger question means simply changing your why to what. What can I do today to move me closer to my goal? Instead of, why am I single? What could I do to go be more authentic to myself and love my life so I don't need another person to fill me up, right? Or wherever the part of your life you're working on, change that question instead of why, because that feels stuck. It feels like you're like, I can't move forward. I can't. But when you change it to an empowerment of what can I do, all of a sudden you're in the driver's seat of your life again, and you are your empowered, authentic self. Yeah. So there we have it, guys. 6 + 2 extra credit points bonus today on how you can tap into your authentic self. Emma, thank you so much for being here. I love you so much, and I'm glad we could connect. Any last words for our beautiful people listening today?
Just go be big, beautiful, and real. Yeah, just go embrace. Put your panties on and embrace your full soul bodied self. Yeah.
I love that. Everyone, we're going to go put our big girl and boy panties on. There's guys here. And have a fabulous weekend and day playing with the world.